Signs you could be suffering from narcissistic abuse syndrome. Like many people who've endured a narcissistic and emotional abuse, you probably didn't realise what was happening to you until you reached a point of near insanity, believing you are indeed going crazy. And you begin searching desperately for answers as to why your fairy tale romance went so wrong, and you end up in a living nightmare, or why no matter what you do for your parents, you just never felt like you were enough, or your parents ignored you, put you down and instilled shame in you. Your boss could praise you 1 minute and drain you the next. That friend that would appear and all was great, and then all of a sudden they'd just disappear on you. There comes a point when we become so sick and tired of being so sick and tired, with the doctor or therapist not fully knowing what to do. So you take to Google, stumble across narcissist and realise the problem isn't you. Yet you've got work to do to heal, recover and live a much happier, healthier life for you. To make matters worse, the person you believe you love so much has made you feel like you can't do anything right. You've worked harder time and time again, believing you can save the relationship if only you do this, or next time you'll get it right. The salvation of that relationship, whoever it is with, always lies just on that distant horizon and is entirely dependent upon you changing something about yourself. Yet no matter what you change, the relationship continues to cycle around to you feeling hurt and trying harder to please them. It is impossible for you to keep a narcissist happy, and most likely you've tried countless times. No matter what you do or change for them, they'll always want more, as they are always looking for external sources of happiness, and we have to have happiness from within. To fulfill our happiness with the human needs, when the narcissist or anyone meets these negatively, they are always in search of that quick win. Yes, we can meet connection, significance, certainty when they are intimidating someone, and they meet it too. It makes them feel in control. It makes them feel powerful. And when we meet 3 of these needs with what we do, positively, neutrally, or negatively, we become addicted. Narcissists are addicts to their negative behaviour, as it's far quicker to take someone down than it is to build someone up. And when we have someone threatening us, it places that fear in us, often making us fawn, complying with the abuser's demands, believing this will make our life easier when in reality it makes our life much harder. And when they are intimidating us in any way, we feel connected negatively. We feel uncertain in an extreme way. We feel insignificant in a negative way. Yet when we get it right, when we behave how they want us to and they idolise us, this makes us addicted to them through the highs and lows and the cortisol and dopamine released during these highs and lows. Also during idolisation, we meet love and connection, certainty that they are back, uncertainty that they could blow at any moment, significance that we got it right and they are happy with us, contribution, we managed to help them be kind, growth, the relationship is up and running again, meeting all 6 of the human needs and making the toxic relationship highly addictive. Every time you think you've worked it out and they are happy, they change what they want from you again, leaving you confused and working harder to please them. Every time something goes wrong, they gaslight you, deny any wrongdoing that they did, project all their faults onto you and blame shift everything onto you, leaving you taking all the responsibility and feeling crazy. And most narcissists will be calling you crazy or too sensitive or insecure. Even when you first come across the term narcissist, it can still take you some time to decide whether your partner, parent, friend, sibling, the boss is a narcissist or not. Then when you do, those doubts may creep back in. After all, they can treat you better than anyone ever has, yet worse than anyone ever has. You might question if you are the narcissist from all the side effects. What most people overlook when trying to work out if their ex was a narcissist or not is how you were feeling within that relationship and what was happening in your mind during that relationship. Your own newly developed symptoms over the course of the relationship and behaviours while in the relationship is also a good indicator of what you were dealing with. Therapists and coaches have recognised a lot of symptoms in survivors of narcissistic abuse. These are as follows. 1, the feeling of helplessness, sadness, hopelessness, overwhelmed by the simplest of tasks in life. 2, hypervigilance and heightened feelings of fear and anxiety, living on the edge, always fearing the worst. 3, sharp mood swings with little control over your own emotions. 4, heightened irritability and proneness to anger. 5, an overwhelming sense of shame, guilt and self-blame. 6, a mindset characterised by shock, disbelief and denial. 7, confusion and difficulty with concentrating. 8, living in a state of numb acceptance of one's painful circumstances. 9, having feelings about being disconnected from the outside world, not sure who's there for you and who's against you. 10, withdrawing from your family and friends. 11, struggling to function, potentially losing jobs, homes, and some their children to the narcissist. 12, addictions to anything to find that outside source, to find that happiness from drugs, alcohol, gambling, shopping. 13, not knowing your purpose for being alive and what you want to do with your life. 14, daily life and chores seem pointless and an extreme struggle to do. 15, obsessive continuing thoughts. 16, not being able to control your anger. 17, blocking hideous memories out. 18, suicidal thoughts, depression, no longer seeing any point in life. 19, emptiness. 20, loneliness. 21, anxiety. And there is a few more. Not everyone feels all of these, and some survivors do end up with them all. These are what people feel when dealing with trauma. A narcissist often leaves you overcoming complex post-traumatic stress disorder. They leave you in a state of uncertainty and fear during and after the relationship. Fear of being abandoned, fear of reactions, fear of not being good enough. Even when they play nice, it's all one big game to them to keep you in a trance and a state of confusion. Over time, their psychological manipulation of you leaves you with so many, if not all, of the above symptoms. If you need a therapist, make sure they understand MPD so they can help you. EMDR treatment is also excellent for many to help with recovery. Learning about the disorder and ways you want to live your life also helps many people recover. A quick self-help tip today: purposely holding your body right helps massively on the impact of your inner feelings. Power pose when alone in front of the mirror. Give it a try. It might make you laugh too. If you're telling yourself you feel silly, you might feel silly and you might just laugh, and notice how much better you feel within when you do laugh. Even if you think you've got nothing to smile about, go and find something to smile about, something that makes you happy. Stand tall and put that smile on your face. Notice your energy and your mindset shifting. When trying new things or handling difficult situations, do not focus on what could go wrong. Focus on what will go right. When you focus your mind to what you want, you're more likely to receive the outcome that you want. When you're meeting new people, if you go in thinking no one will like me, no one will talk to me, you walk in differently, you talk differently, you avoid eye contact and sit in the corner. If you walk in thinking, hey, I might meet some new great people, and if I don't, no big deal. There's always next time. You stand taller with a smile and a hello to everyone you meet. You get those smiles back and those hellos back. You might strike up that conversation with great people, making eye contact and connecting with others. Find positive, uplifting, inspiring people to surround yourself with, and it rubs off on you. Don't settle for those who aren't worthy of you. When something knocks you off balance at the start of your day or in any point of the day, and you say to yourself, it's going to be one of those days, what usually happens? One bad thing after another. When you get up and everything's going great, most often you pick up that momentum and you keep going. When problems do arise, do you let it knock you off balance and spend the rest of the day feeling negative? If you do, it's time to recognise the problem for what it was. Can you do something about it? If it's a yes, do something. If no, go and focus on something that you can do. Shift that thought pattern to, that was just a moment, that went wrong, I shall make the rest of the day better. Or if you can, find something to laugh about within that moment just to pick yourself back up. Losing negative thoughts and finding things to be grateful for. It's hard to feel emotions like pain, anger, hurt when you're finding those things that make you feel happy, joy, lovable, laughed. Yes, some negative emotions, the problems need dealing with, the emotions need dealing with. You need to process them and grieve. Life is hard at times and it gets rough at times. Dealing when it hits and then moving consciously back into the positive emotions. Look and recognise how you are talking to yourself. When you're saying things like, what's the point? You'll not find the point and you'll not do it. What if this happens will stop you trying? I'm not good enough. You'll not see your worth. No one will love me. You'll not find your love. Some find people that do help them and lift them. So instead, you need to talk to yourself differently. It needs to be, I must do it because, and tell yourself the point. Find the reason why. Look at the outcome if you succeed. Tell yourself, I am good enough until your mind believes it. Look at things you've done in the past and achieved. I'm learning to love me as you progress to I love me. Write down your thoughts and cross off any negative words that are in there and change them to positive ones. When you're feeling down, we all have those down moments. It's all about breaking the pattern of your thinking and bringing yourself out of them. If you're feeling alone or misunderstood, connect with those who do understand you, who will validate how you feel. Good online support groups are great for this to start. Connecting with those you love, family and friends, even if you've lost touch with them, keep trying to reconnect with them. If it's a no-go, it's a no-go. There's no harm in trying. You can dump your thoughts that aren't serving you, and people will give you the acknowledgement that you're not alone in how you think or feel. Tips of what you can do. If you're feeling down and like you cannot do something, tell yourself you can. Look at when you've done something similar in the past so your mind knows it's possible. Or look for someone who's done it before you to show your mind it's possible. Confidence is something that we create within ourselves. And life gets hard at times. Even confident people are not confident all the time. You have the power within you to recognise when your thinking is working against you and consciously shift those thoughts to make them work for you. When something happens that makes you feel those negative emotions, know this is normal and we all have those moments, especially when narcissistic people come at you to bring you down. Or life hits hard out of the blue when things were going great. Deal with the emotions there and then at that moment, then adjust your thoughts. Find the things within your life to be grateful for. Find the lesson. Sometimes it might be a few months later where you suddenly think, oh, if that hadn't have happened, I wouldn't be doing this now. Find the reasons to be blessed and not depressed. We're human. We make errors. Focus on the lesson. Focus on the outcome. And your mind will find a way. Don't be hard over mistakes. It's not there to beat yourself up, and it's there to learn. Your past doesn't define your future. It's a learning curve. Retraining your own mind, it takes time and practice. And once you've achieved, you'll keep going. If you take a step back, go again. Think about the outcomes you want. Know why you want them, and you will always find a way. Using your own mind to work for you. Other people do not define who you are. Situations, people you've been around might have shaped you. You have the power within to change you into who you want to be, how you want to feel, and how you want to think. I shall add some videos in the description to explain more on different things. So I'll add a video to help you detach your thoughts, to explain more on that, a video to overcome anger, a video on anxiety, a video on breaking points, overcoming guilt, loneliness, because there's a difference between being alone and being lonely, and a video on trauma bonding. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers. If you do find any of the information on these videos valuable to you, please do subscribe. It helps build that community up. Also, in the video description, I shall add the links to the online course. People do keep asking if I've got a book out. I don't have a book, but the online course is a step-to-step guide to recovery, and similar to a book, it's just in an online course format. Any advice you have for people, please add it into the comments. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you all have an amazing day. You can and you will do this. Bye.